Welcome back to part 2 of the complete life of Eeth Koth. Koth was present on Coruscant when Obi-Wan Kenobi and his Padawan, Anakin Skywalker, reported the failed assassination plot against Senator Padme Amidala. Over the next few days, the Council was made aware that Kenobi had been captured on the Outer Rim planet Geonosis and was in desperate need of rescue from his would-be executioner. Joining Master Windu's task force, Master Koth and his fellow Jedi fought through the Petranaki arena, cutting down battle droids of the Separatist droid army in what became the opening battle of the Clone Wars. When the surviving Jedi were surrounded by their mechanized foes, Grandmaster Yoda arrived with the Grand Army of the Republic and rescued the Jedi. There has been a long-standing debate here as to whether Eeth Koth was actually in the arena during the fighting or arrived with the support of the clone troopers. Either way, Master Koth ends up on a LAAT gunship accompanied by Master Sora Bulk and Tyrados Gon as they take off to continue the battle on the plains. While in transit, the Jedi's gunship was hit by a Separatist artillery fire and brought down. While both Koth and Bulk survived the attack, only Koth was rescued by the Republic, leaving the wounded Bulk to be collected by the CIS and thus turned over to Count Dooku. Following his return to Coruscant, Master Koth returned to active duty and was dispatched by the Council to lead a squad of clone troopers in the Battle of Korriban. While the squad suffered startling casualties, Master Koth made it out alive and returned to Coruscant soon after. Later dispatched to the Outer Rim once more, Koth was given command of a task force charged with hunting down Separatist raiders attacking shipping lanes. Near Arda, Master Koth's fleet was engaged by the Supreme Commander of the droid armies, General Grievous, who proceeded to board the Jedi's Venator-class Star Destroyer, the Steadfast. Koth, stationed on the bridge, ordered Captain Locke and his troopers to flee in escape pods while he remained on board to deal with the General. As Grievous cut his way to the bridge, Koth stood ready for the upcoming battle, immersing himself deeper and deeper in the Force. As Grievous burst into the chamber, his commando droids rushed to the Brock Jedi and opened fire on the troopers that remained on the bridge. Slaughtering all of the troopers save one, while Koth engaged some of the commandos, Koth took a blaster bolt to the hand as 4 IG-100 Magna Guards stepped into the fray. Killing the last clone, the droids surrounded Koth as General Grievous watched. Believing his enemy to be subdued, Grievous at last came forth and taunted Koth before attacking him with 2 lightsabers of his own. Engaging the Kaleesh cyborg, Koth used the Force to shove the General across the bridge so that he could deal with the remaining droids. While Koth fought valiantly, he was eventually taken out of the fight by the Magna Guards and rendered unconscious by a triumphant Grievous. Taking Koth captive, Grievous intended to slowly torture the renowned Jedi to death. In typical fashion, Grievous sent a transmission to the Coruscant Temple to gloat over the Councilor's capture, depicting a weakened Koth being tortured by his Magna Guards. The cyborg's self-indulgent message was his undoing, as Koth was able to communicate his coordinates using sign language that was picked up by members of the High Council. Recognizing the coordinates as that of the Seleucami system, the Council dispatched Masters Kenobi, Gallia, and Jedi Skywalker to rescue the Master. Boarding Grievous's ship secretly, Gallia and Skywalker were able to rescue the Master relatively easy as Master Kenobi engaged Grievous elsewhere on the ship. As they made their escape, the group was surrounded by a group of droid commandos. Enduring the taunts of the T-Series tactical droid TV-94, Gallia and Skywalker destroyed all of the droids including TV-94 and the Jedi raced to their ship before Grievous returned. While Skywalker continued on with the Zabrak, Gallia rushed to slow the General so as to provide cover for her allies. After a brief duel, Grievous disengaged from battle with the Corellian Jedi and fled, leaving Gallia to rendezvous with the comrades as they escaped the doomed CIS flagship. Returning Koth's lightsaber to him, Master Kenobi and Jedi Skywalker parted ways with the 2 counselors as Gallia escorted Koth to a medical frigate. Later in the Clone Wars, Master Koth's hologram was present in the Jedi Council, where it received an ancient Jedi distress code. And that is actually the last we see of Eeth Koth in both Legends or Canon. Before I end this, I just want to throw in some cool random facts about Eeth Koth. The strongest bond of his life was definitely that with his Padawan Sharad Het, who ends up becoming who I think is one of the most interesting Sith in Star Wars. But more on that in another video. The name Eeth was common among Zabrak males and meant fearless. Koth doesn't get enough credit as one of the strongest Jedi on the Council. In the Clone Wars TV show, we see that even after being shot in the hand, he can fight off General Grievous. Grievous, of course, being one of the most capable Jedi killers in the galaxy. He was only defeated by the IG-100 Magna Guards that stabbed him in the back. What I would have loved to see in the Clone Wars was that in the Jedi Temple, he was known to use a green double-bladed lightsaber in sparring bouts with fellow Jedi. And in some Legends material, he had a rare ability known as Crucitorn, which allowed him to control pain through the Force. By using Crucitorn, Eeth Koth could act kind of like a buff in a video game, where he could make his allies receive less pain by infiltrating their mind and affecting their sensation of this pain, or by infiltrating the mind of his opponent and making whatever pain they had seemed unbearable. The character of Eeth Koth was created by George Lucas for Episode 1, and he was supposed to be in Episode 2, but a majority of this filming was shot in Australia. They used archival footage to put Koth on the Jedi Council in Episode 2, and used a local actor in Australia named Tux Akadayeni to play Koth in the scenes for the Battle of Geonosis. Later they realized that the visual differences between the two incarnations of Koth was too distinct, and hence Lucas made a new character called Agan Kolar to be a second Zabrak Jedi Master. Ironically, it was Kolar who went on to appear in Episode 3, while Koth did not. And it's said that a lot of the staff were actually confused on this as well, with many production paperwork for Episode 2 and 3 referring to Kolar as Koth. To add more confusion to this character, in the book Inside the Worlds of Star Wars: Attack of the Clones, published in 2003, this stated that Koth died during the Battle of Geonosis when his gunship was brought down by enemy fire. But then in 2008, in the novel Wild Space, Koth was mentioned fighting in the Clone Wars. When the episode Grievous Intrigue in 2010 was being written for the Clone Wars TV series, Dave Filoni wanted to use Koth but was told by Leland Chee, keeper of the Holocron Continuity Database, and Pablo Hidalgo, internet content manager for Lucas Online, that the character was dead. Filoni then received permission from George Lucas to resurrect the character. On top of that, Filoni was going to have Koth die at the beginning of Grievous Intrigue, but decided that he liked the character too much and wanted to leave it open for use in later episodes. Well, that's it for Eeth Koth. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Star Wars content, and remember, may the Force be with you, always.